all the functions here. Let's see. That looks good. Up, down. The hoses all look good. Nothing's catching that I can see. Alright, we're going to hit the diverter switch. Alright, moment of truth. Let's try the PTO. Hopefully the augers are spinning. And say we're in action. Move this thing on inside where we'll service the blower. All right, now we're going to change out the auger gearbox fluid. I use the Lucas SAE 80W90 gear oil for trans and diff lube. What we're going to do, I've already loosened this top one. This is going to be our fill. These get taken out with a hex wrench. I believe it's a number 5. So we're going to keep that aside. We've got one on the top for the fill, one in the middle, that's going to be your full level, and then underneath for draining. Now you want to, when you're first doing this, you're going to want to let this auger run for probably a good 5 minutes sitting in there, just so you can warm up that gear oil. It's really thick, so you want to make sure to be draining it all. But just to make sure you get all of it out, definitely want to run that for a little while and just heat that oil up. It's pretty dark stuff. Definitely good to change that every season, I think. Yeah, it's very black, and that's just one season. Now you can see a little bit of a shine to it, which tells me there's some metal shavings in there. So, all the more reason to make sure that you do this. All right, I believe we have pretty much completely drained here. I'm just going to take a little bit of this, dump it in there, just to flush some of it out. All right. I'm thinking we're pretty good. Put that in the bottom. All right, that's good and snug. Now, we're going to be looking for the oil to start coming out of that middle hole there. And then we'll know we're full. There it comes. All right. Out of there like that. What a difference. That oil is clear or translucent type of a brown. Stuff that came out, black. So again, very important to do this. Okay, gearbox is done and serviced. We're now going to come to the back end of the snowblower. This says this is where this is chain driven. We're going to release, these are 1/2-inch bolts. We're going to take those out and reveal the chain. And the chain says to be lubricated every 4 hours. And I believe they recommend a marine grade lubricant or chainsaw. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take some chainsaw gear or bar and chain oil. But generally during the season, I take this off and I just spray some fluid film in there. That was what the mechanic suggested I do at the dealership. And I figure if he's the one who put this thing together and it's lasted this long, he must know what he's talking about. All right, and that looks very well lubed, but we will do it anyway. So what I'm going to do is take my bar and chain oil, stick my finger in there, and I'm just going to rotate this. Now, this is actually lubing it up pretty good. What I've done is I've disconnected this shaft to the PTO so that I can spin this. Like I said, that fluid film is really easy to apply. It's in a can, you can spray it. And like I said, that's what they told me, but for the beginning of the season, we'll follow manufacturer's orders here. Okay. Cover it back up. You do have some grease fittings. When I put this away, I always grease and make sure that if there's any water from snow melting that's gotten in there, that it is pushed out so that the water doesn't sit in there onto the auger. There's one on this side as well. You just can't see it. It would be rotated. And that's pretty much servicing that blower right there. Not a lot to it. You don't want to mess with greasing that chute rotation. I was told when you get this, they've already done what they need to do. You don't want to over grease it. You don't want to actually grease it at all. It's done, set for life, I guess. The only thing I do is into the actual gearbox up there that rotates it for the chute rotation. I'll squirt a little fluid film in there because it's easy to get into with. So that's pretty much it. Every other season, I will go through and sand this down and paint it. This is the off season. When I've done this and you prime it, sand it, and paint it, within a storm or two, it's right back to the same. But this gets stored inside. You can see it's not rusted. It is just bare metal, but it's still good to get in there and coat it up. I probably will do it in the spring so that it's sitting all season with the paint on it. Appreciate you sticking around. Winter's coming. I guess we're ready. And here we go for what, the next 4 months probably. And hopefully we'll be coming out of it. All right, take care everybody. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one.